Isaac, feels like it's been a long time coming, mate. You must be reasonably excited to be this close to round one.
Yeah, no, very excited. It does feel a bit long this week already, but no, it's good that it's finally here, and counting down the minutes now till Sunday.
Feels like there's been a lot of talk this pre-season about the club, especially in the media. The Crows are back, people talking top four, that kind of stuff. I suppose it's almost at the stage now where the time for talk is over and it's just down to business.
Exactly. Well, that's the sort of, the good thing about round one. We sort of get to go out there and, see where we're at. We've been looking at this weekend for a long time now, so it's going to be good to finally get out there.
Been some slow starts in the last couple of years. It's been talked about how important it is to bank a few early wins and really get on top of things early and show that intent from round one.
Honestly, Nixie's message from the day I walked through the door was, have a good pre-season and then just get round one out the way. It's a cliche, but if I'm being honest with you, that's all we've been thinking about and talking about is St Kilda on Sunday.
How has the pre-season been for you, mate? Compared to other pre-seasons you might have been a part of?
No, this one's been solid. They've all been solid. I think across the competition, you'll find they're all pretty similar. But it's been tough.
And what have you noticed that's unique about Adelaide and the way they go about their football?
In terms of game style and stuff like that, it's actually really similar to the Giants, which is obviously where I've come from. But if you look at across the personnel, I think that's where it differs between the Giants and us, and keen to get some more connection with the players here on game day.
Was it frustrating when you did the hammy early pre-season? I guess when you came here and having those soft tissue injuries with the Giants, for a moment where you thought, oh, not again. You don't want it to happen so early on in your career. Yeah. Obviously, very frustrating to do an injury at any time, but mine was obviously pretty early into sort of my time here, so I was just mostly flat about not being able to train with the boys. I was actually the only one in rehab, which obviously is a good thing. But I was just keen to get to know the boys a bit more. But, after Christmas, when I was back with them, haven't looked back. It's been a pretty good pre-season on the injury front for the Crows. You only really had a couple of guys with a guy like Wayne Miller, who hasn't played any pre-season games. Can you take the risk with him in round one, in a way?
I'm not sure what the plan is with him, but as far as I know, he's good to go. I guess that's Nixie's call and the coach's call. But he's had an unreal pre-season. A couple of pracky games here and there shouldn't be too much of a worry, I don't think.
Back to you, Isaac.
Is this game for Adelaide have any added excitement with the Broken Hill connection? Obviously, Tex has been quite vocal, your connection with him. Have you got some family coming across for the game from Broken Hill? And how different does this game feel for your first game compared to your first at GWS?
Very excited about it. The whole family's coming up. I know a lot of Broken Hill boys are coming up for it too. So, hopefully, we actually are running out there together Sunday. That'll be a pretty surreal feeling. But, I suppose any round one game's got a lot of hype around it. Everyone's excited. But, to think that I'll be running out there with someone that I used to look up to from my hometown is going to be pretty special.
And obviously you used to play together at North Broken Hill Footy Club? Or not together, but at the same club?
At the same club, yeah. I was about 7 when he was playing in Broken Hill.
I actually played there as well. Have you got some earliest memories of your time in Broken Hill and the footy there and your connection with Adelaide?
Yeah, I suppose with North Broken Hill in particular, I think about that 2016 flag that I won there, which was my last year in Broken Hill. Still one of the best days of my life and one of my best footy memories. And hopefully there's one more flag to go when I'm in my mid-30s.
How have you thought about, what do you make of St Kilda? How much homework have you put into them and what do you expect from them?
Honestly, this early in the week, it's sort of been about us so far. We'll address St Kilda pretty heavily on Thursday, which is our main training day. We'll see how they're shaping up before training Thursday morning.
I hate to make assumptions, but given you're speaking in round one, I'm going to assume that you're going to play, and there's probably a few other guys who are going to make their club debuts. I suppose there's a bit of excitement around, there must be a little bit of excitement around these new guys coming in and getting to work straight away.
Yeah, like you said, hopefully I'm out there, but with a healthy list like we've got, there's going to be a lot of unlucky boys. Who they are, we don't know yet, but I suppose it's a blessing and a curse having such a healthy list. we've got 43 available, but there'll be some disappointed boys, no doubt.
Do you think Sid Draper's done enough to play in round one? He has looked really impressive to the outside world and the bits we've seen, but I guess from what you've seen internally as well, do you think he's ready to go week one?
Oh, look, his pre-season hasn't hurt his chances at all. Like, he's been unreal. He trains hard. Obviously, everyone's seen his glimpses of speed and talent and stuff like that. But it is early days in terms of his career. Whether he debuts this weekend or whenever it is, he's going to have a super long career and play a lot of games for the Crows. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out Thursday, Friday what the go is there.
How impressive have you been by not just his ability but his mentality as well? You see a lot his leadership sort of shine through from the outside looking in.
Yeah, I reckon just kids in general that are coming into footy clubs these days seem to just be so mature and have a wise head on their shoulders. Sid, one of them in particular, but super impressive how he is as a person, as an athlete as well. He really takes care of his own career and drives the standards from an 18-year-old, something pretty special.
We've touched on, obviously, you're one of a few that's in line to make a club debut. For yourself and for JP and for Alex, how huge has sort of been the group getting around you? What have they done to make you feel welcome in your first couple of months here?
Yeah, honestly, they've been unreal. I remember sort of thinking how comfortable and how at home I felt really early on, like pre-Chrissy, and that literally just came to this club just being full of good people. The boys were unreal in terms of welcoming on all us. Hopefully all three of us are out there this Sunday, and then we'll get a good win hopefully and then celebrate together.
Harvey, how do you feel about playing at the Adelaide Oval? Obviously, coming from a home ground at Edgy Stadium, you're lucky to get 15,000, 20,000 fans, but now you've got maybe 50,000 fans all supporting your team. What changes that, and have you always wanted to play there for a home team?
Oh, I can't wait. I've said for years and years that Adelaide Oval is my favourite oval to play at. It used to be because it's a game that my family used to always be able to come to. But yeah, considering that it's my home deck now, we'll be here fortnightly, I guess, as an average across the year in front of hopefully 50,000, and my family is going to be something pretty special.
Do you hear the outside noise with regards to the expectation on the club? There's been a lot of talk around what the club can be and potentially what's at stake this season. Do you hear that? Do you understand kind of the narrative that's getting around?
Yeah, obviously, you hear everyone has their opinion and expectations on where they see every team to land. Obviously, being here, we hear about us and Port, but the instructions from Nixie from day one have been round one, one step at a time, which, like I said before, are cliches, but, I think if we just sort of tick one box at a time, hopefully at the end of the year it'll pay off.
Have you felt a bit more scrutiny walking down the street? I mean, obviously Adelaide's a two-team town, Sydney not so much, Do you feel people, are coming up to you and have more expectations of you in the town?
Honestly, the only experience I've had so far are positive ones. A lot of it's just been welcome, how's Adelaide, things like that. Hopefully they stay like that, but if I haven't got a kick within the first few games, that could change from positive to negative. But honestly, so far it's just been, hellos and welcomes, which has been nice.
Has it been all you expected? I know it's hard to say when you haven't actually played a game yet, but from the sell that you got to make the move over here, from then up until now, has Adelaide and the football club been what you expected?
Honestly, it's probably exceeded expectations. Like I mentioned before, feeling home and happy within the first couple of weeks of the footy club is something that I was super appreciative for, because I thought something like that would take a bit more time. So everything off field, was just such an easy transition. But yeah, obviously, the fun stuff starts now with games. So hopefully that's going to go as well as the off field stuff has.
Isaac, just fast forward to the home game against North. There could be a potential clash there. There's been a bit of external noise around the Sheffield Shield final. Has there been any talks or sort of concerns within the footy club about that clash, about potentially the game being on Adelaide Oval or elsewhere? Have you got any comment on that?
I've heard whispers about what's going on, but yeah, that's out of my jurisdiction. I think that one. I've got no idea what's going on there.
So are you a cricket fan yourself?
I love playing it, but no, not as much as I used to. There's a few cricket nuffies. I'll leave it to them. Ask them if you get to catch up with them.
Just
last couple of
just as far as your position, mate, where do you feel like you're best suited? I know it sounds like a bit of a softball kind of obvious one, but just as far as what the feedback's been from the coaches and where you feel comfortable, where does it kind of sit for you? Is it wing? Is it half back? What, in an ideal world, where are you kind of lining up each week?
In an ideal world, I'm just out there, to be honest. I think, the last couple of years with the injuries, it doesn't matter where I play. I'm just grateful to be out there. Obviously, the last year and a half has been the wing. And, if you asked me that question a year and a half ago, I would have probably said I prefer half back. But that was just a bit of a sort of fixed mindset, I guess. But after sort of getting used to the wing role, I love it now. So I'll be playing the wing, hopefully on Sunday and for the foreseeable future. But no preference at all. As long as I'm out there, I'm happy.
So just in terms of your teammates, to finish off, which sort of 3 or 5 of your teammates are you most excited to get out on the deck with?
The obvious ones, Tex. You throw in JP as well. He's come over as well. Nibbler, 3. Nick Murray, 4. Played some NEFL games with him in the Giants Academy, so I'm excited to run out there with him. And then probably Big Fog as well. He's been, I've got along with him really well, so hopefully we're all out there together this Sunday.